What's up guys, welcome to my channel Protein Shaikh. My name is Hisham and today's episode is going to be like really crazy because I'm going to tell you how you got to build muscle in month of Ramzan. So as you all know, this is the month of Ramzan, and in Ramzan we got to like fast for 30 days. For Muslims it's considered to be the holiest month. So what we bodybuilders fear the most is that we may end up losing muscle, but that's a big myth. When we fast, we have a lot of advantages to it. Stable blood pressure, natural production of GH. So your HGH increases, yes, that you heard it right, and that helps in building lean muscle. So for people who think they end up losing muscle, you know why? Because along with HGH, you release a hormone which is called as cortisol. So what cortisol does is it breaks down your muscle. So when we are fasting, we are always worried that we don't want to like end up losing muscle, and in that stress the cortisol level raises, and that's how you actually lose muscle, not through your diet, not through like any other means. So this is our biggest myth. So how we gotta like avoid that is to be to follow the same routine as you follow on your normal days. Don't worry about the loss of muscle. It's not the loss of muscle, it's loss of water. So that's what drops your body weight. So in this month, it's like for people who are obese, for people who are looking to lose fat, this is the best month for you to get rid of that extra body fat percentage. So how do we got to do that? What's the science behind how you end up losing body fat? So when you fast, your body uses up all the glucose stored in your body. And another good advantage of fasting is that it helps you get rid of toxins. Now let's talk about how you can plan your meals, which is like the most important thing during Ramzan. So the ideal number of meals which you can get in a day is 5 meals. That should be more than enough for you to sustain through this month. So let's start with meal number 1. So meal number 1, we will start from Sehri. So as you all know, for people who are in India, it's from 4 to 4:30. 4:30 is where you actually have to stop eating. First thing that you need to eat is dates. So dates have got good sources of sugar, carbs, and good sources of protein. So dates, start off with dates, have some good amount of water, and then make sure you're having complex carbohydrates. So in your first meal, you don't want to have simple carbs, so that it gets digested really quick, and in the next couple of hours you start feeling hungry again. So what we got to look at is the complex sources of carbs. So that's your roti, your chapatis, oats is another form of your complex carbs. So along with your carbohydrates, you need to have a good portion of protein. So you have 3 options here. One is your boiled eggs. You can either have boiled eggs or your chicken or your fish. So either of the 3, mix match. You obviously cannot have same meals every day, so try to mix and match, but make sure you have enough sources of protein, enough portion of protein in your diet. And the most important thing, if you can afford, get yourself a whey casein protein. So what that helps is, once you have your casein protein, it's still digesting. It takes about 8 to 9 hours for a sustained release of amino acids in your system. So that will help you keep full, and it won't tap into your muscles. And in your first meal, also make sure you have good sources of healthy fats. So when I say healthy fats, it's maybe peanut butter, almond butter, cashews. So you can have all these portions together. That will be your meal number 1. Okay, so the meal number 2 is iftar. So when you're having iftar, you would have almost fasted for 12 to 14 hours if you're in India. So the time to break fast in India would be around 6:40 p.m. So when you have your iftar, the first thing that you need to look at is have dates along with water. And once you have that, immediately make sure you have a whey protein isolate. So if you have a whey protein isolate, it's very quick digesting, it's easy on your system, as well as it produces it completes your macros. So after you have this, make sure you have porridge. So this is when you have to have a bigger portion of meal. So this meal will consider of simple carbs. So this would be your white rice, not brown rice, not brown bread, no red potatoes, no sweet potatoes. It's either got to be white rice or white potatoes. So these are easier digesting, quick to replenish your glycogen, which you would have depleted throughout the day. And along with your white rice, make sure you have some sources of protein in form of meat, either your chicken or your fish. avoid red meat because it's a bit heavy on your system, and after fasting for like 14-15 hours, you don't want to like load up your system with a lot of stress. So fish or chicken is what I would highly recommend. So this would be your meal number 2. So once you're done with this would be around 7:30 you would have finished this meal. Relax for like 30 minutes, and about 8:15 p.m. what you can actually do is make a smoothie. So this would be your meal number 3. So in your smoothie, make sure you've got like 3-4 bananas in it, whey protein isolate like 2 scoops, and put a like scoop of oats and peanut butter, almond butter, put it in the grinder and just mix it and just drink. So this would not fill you up as much as how much a regular meal would. So this is easier way. You got to be smart, especially when you're like fasting. So you got your meal number 3 in. So this would be around 8:15. Head over to your Isha prayers and for your Taraweeh. But what you need to do is carry a 1 liter bottle. Get yourself an electrol. You get it in any medical store in India. Ask them for an electrolyte. So it comes in a white and green sachet. I'll show you it in a bit. Along with that, mix a scoop of BCAA. So just have that, take it along to your prayers. So Taraweeh would like last up to like 1 hour, 1 hour 15 minutes. So keep sipping through it, and after you're done with your Isha prayers, carry yourself an egg roll. So this would be your meal number 4, just before you hit the gym. So not much, just like sufficient enough for you to like just pull in a meal number 4. So an egg roll would be, or a chicken roll if you're like more hungry. So just get that and head over to the gym. So you're done with your meal number 2, you're done with your smoothie, which is meal number 3, and a pre-workout meal, which is your egg roll or a chicken roll. So you go to the gym, finish your workout, and once you're done with your workout, have a whey protein isolate again, that's your post-workout shake, and get back home and have your dinner. That will be your meal number 5, and that would be the last meal of the day before you go to sleep. So your meal number 5 would look almost similar to your meal number 2. Make sure again you have like easy digesting carbs and any form of meat except for red one. So that's your meal number 5. So our aim is to get minimum of 5 meals, and if we calculate, we've got about 50 grams of proteins in your casein in your meal number 1, along with chicken or eggs. So 50 plus say about 30 grams, so 80 grams of proteins are in your meal number 1, and in your meal number 2 you've again had your whey protein isolate, which is about 30-40 grams again, along with your chicken or eggs. So about close to 80 proteins in your meal number 2 as well. So that's 80, 160. And in your meal number 3, you've got a smoothie, which is good in calories as well as in proteins, because you've mixed whey protein in it. I know people will be like wondering, there's too much of whey in this. How can we is it healthy to have whey when you not have enough water? That's the main point. You need to have a lot of water during this period of time when you break your fast till you go to sleep. So I would recommend about minimum of 4 liters. If you can try to push more. Even when you're working out, you would be sipping on your BCAA, so that should get you good 4 to 5 liters of water. So that shouldn't be of any concern. Please avoid supplements like creatine, because that will be a bit too heavy on your kidneys, and especially in this month we don't need to cause too much of stress on your liver or on your kidneys. So avoid creatine. Other than that, I don't think we need supplements like fat burners or any other thing, because you're naturally burning more fat. One such thing which I've been using and which has done wonders for me is something called as psyllium husk. So you get it in the medical stores. It's called Isabgol. So this is a very good source of fiber. So in your meal number 1, when you get up for Sehri, after you've had your meals, make sure you have this with 2 tablespoons. Mix it with water and have it immediately. So this is a very good source of fiber, which you really need to have it in pretty much at least 2 or 3 meals of your day. So we're going to have this in meal number 1, that is your Sehri, as well as in meal number 2 once you break your fast. So for people who complain of generating a lot of body heat during Ramzan, this will definitely help you. So this will avoid you getting bloated, and for people who've got gastric issues, this will definitely do real good. So the second thing, which is my personal favorite, it's called L-carnitine. This is this is the pharma grade one. It's from Torrent Pharma. There are many brands out there, but I personally use this. It's called Levo Carnitine from Carnishop 500. This you got to have it with your Sehri. So what this does is, once you've had it with your meal, it tries to tap into your body stores. And just before workout, if you're working out after iftar, you can have one of this before your workout. I'm a big fan of this particular supplement. It's called Amino Fit. So this got like good amino acids chain to it. So this is something which I use before my workouts. One capsule before my workout. It's called Amino Fit. Another one which I learned and which has been working really good for me is the electrolytes. So this one, it helps me stay hydrated, which is very important. I lose out on a lot of water when I'm working out before iftar, so this will help me get all rehydrated and stuff. So these are the ones which I use. Along with this, a whey protein isolate, brand does not matter, whichever brand you feel works for you, go for it, and a BCAA. Also make sure you get yourself a good multivitamin from a medical store. I personally don't believe in all the supplement brands which sells multivitamin. You would get a good one in a medical store, so get yourself a good multivitamin. Also make sure you get yourself a C-cod, a fish oil cap. So the dosing of that would be 1000 mg. So what you got to do is split it into two, one with your Sehri 500 mg and one after, just before you go to sleep, after your prayers, after your workout. So split it into two, 500 mg before Sehri, and with your Sehri, and 500 mg just before you go to sleep. So this is pretty much what I use, and it has helped me. That's how I'm building muscle in Ramzan, and I hope you build that too. So let's have a good Ramzan together. Okay, now let's talk about the workout. I get a lot of questions, when is the best time to work out in Ramzan? So according to me, over this past 10 years, I've tried out different things, and I've learned eventually that the best thing to do in Ramzan, and which works very well for me, is to try to split both before and after iftar. So what you got to look at is, if you're working out before iftar, you need to hit smaller body parts, like say for example your delts, your arms, and after iftar is when you would be targeting your chest, your lats and your legs. So this is something which I've learned over a period of time. Splitting workouts before and after iftar. So I keep bigger muscle groups after iftar, after having my meal number 2, meal number 3 and meal number 4. So that's when I go to the gym. So I have 3 meals and then hit the gym if I'm doing after iftar, after my tarawih. And if I'm doing before iftar, I make sure that I come an hour before and I work out, so that after I break my fast, the rest of the meals would stay the same, but then I actually focus more on recovery part of it. The best workout in Ramzan is not going all out. You read about this concept called as time under tension. You pick up medium heavy weights. In fact, pick up medium weights, do as slow as possible. Keep your weights always under tension. So it's called time under tension. So as slow workouts, as slow reps you do, if you are doing in a 5 kilo dumbbell, trust me, it feels like you're lifting 12.5 kilos. So this is the best way. If you go out lifting all heavy, you will end up injuring yourself because the lack of fluids in your body, and also because there's an obvious drop in your energy because you fasted for good 12 to 15 hours of the day. If you've liked this video in how to build muscle in Ramzan, see, I've made this video for you guys. I'm still fasting, and I'm not going to break my fast until you hit that subscribe button below. So please hit that subscribe button below. I'm really hungry. So give it a thumbs up, and if you've got any doubts about how to build muscle in Ramzan, head over to my Instagram page or my Facebook, drop me a DM, and I'll do my best to reply every one of you guys. So give it a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe.